Now, today is the beginning of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we're going to be speaking to a mum and two of her daughters. They've all battled the disease. There they are, all three of them in recovery. But what they
jolly.
don't know...
No, this is one of these secret things.
They can't hear us now,
today.
but they think they're here just to talk about breast cancer awareness.
What they've been through in the whole journey, and they're organising this big fundraising ball, which they have to be ready for next month. So what have we done, Ruth?
Well, we've got a little surprise. We're going to give them a makeover. Our team are here this morning. We've got lovely frocks for them, and also Maureen celebrating our
the whole bit.
25th anniversary tomorrow as well. So lots of surprises for them.
At 11:15, that's happening now. So they're going to be in here very, very shortly. They haven't a clue what it's all about. So it's a nice little surprise.
Hello, welcome back. Now, I don't know if you know, but today is the start of National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's a campaign which was launched 25 years ago to obviously help raise awareness of the disease, which affects 46,000 people every year here in the UK.
We've got 3 people affected by breast cancer in the studio now. You've got Maureen Young. Maureen's actually the mummy, because we've got her 2 daughters here as well, Kim and Sarah. And they've all battled with it since then, though they were all in remission. And what you've done is that you've set up your own charity to raise money to help out others. So how are you going to do this? What are you going to do with the charity? How are you going to raise the money?
We've been raising money for about 4 years now, since Kimberly was diagnosed, and we have a ball every year in Leeds, which is supported by lots of friends and family. We do wine tasting evenings for ladies, which is very good. My husband did a cycle ride from London to Paris, and Kimberly walked the Great Wall of China.
Yes, amazing.
What was that like?
Lots of steps.
That's really...
Very hard.
And Kim, am I right, you were diagnosed first?
I was, yes.
So there hadn't been any breast cancer in your family before? So this was 6 years ago?
6 years ago,
yes,
that's right.
So devastating news for all of you. And then who was second?
Me. In November 2009.
Oh dear.
And you'd seen Kim go through her chemo and radiotherapy
that's right.
you had, so you kind of knew what was to come, I
I
suppose.
did.
Did that make it harder or easier for you?
It made it easier, I think. Yeah, it was easy for me with watching Kim go through it.
Mum, what was it like, though, sitting on the sidelines here? Because with you being the oldest and whatever, I think a lot of people would have thought, you know, they would knock at your door. First of all, you're watching your 2 babies go through this, and then the knock does come to your door as well.
It was devastating, absolutely devastating. It was hard to process the information when Sarah... It was bad enough with Kimberly, but when Sarah told me as well, I think for a few hours I just couldn't process what she was telling me and what she was going to have to go through. And then when it happened to me, it was kind of... There was kind of inevitability about it, I think. You know, well, your 2 daughters have got it, so here it comes to you.
You really felt like that?
Yes,
It's like, it's my turn now.
I did, yes.
Well, I suppose there was a reason for that. I suppose they actually have found out there is some sort of genetic link.
No, there isn't.
No?
No.
Sarah's had a genetic test,
Yeah,
haven't you?
I was tested for the BRCA genes, and that was negative, so there isn't anything there.
And Kim, I think you decided not to have the genetic test, didn't you?
I did, yes, at this
Why
moment.
is that?
Because I think I've been through so much this past 6 years with myself, Sarah, Mum, and then my heart, along with Sarah's heart, has been affected by the chemotherapy. We both have a heart condition now, which is very, very rare.
Really, as a result,
as a result
of the
one
cancer?
Of the
treatment?
chemo, the treatment. I've had 2 cardiac arrests, and I now have my own defibrillator, which saved my life in January because I had another cardiac arrest. So I think I've had too much to go through just at the moment to go through further testing, and then there's the question of what would I do with that information once I had it.
And you both have daughters, don't you?
We do,
They're
yes.
teenage daughters.
We do, yeah.
So you must worry for them.
Yes, but I mean, they're both very aware, and they do check themselves regularly, so...
I think we've made them breast aware.
Well, there's a lot of things I want to ask you. First of all, were your treatments all similar? We're talking about no mastectomies involved here, all lumpectomies.
That's right.
And then did each of you have similar... Did you have all that lymph node business removed?
Yes.
I had total clearance, which is where they take all the lymph nodes out, because at that time they didn't do the sentinel node testing, which is what Mum and Sarah had. So I had all my nodes taken out, which has left me with lymphedema, which is a condition where my arm swells with fluid.
And that's quite painful,
It is,
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, it does get quite painful, but I have lymphatic drainage massages, and I have a machine that does it for me at home as well.
How important has it been for you all to support each other? How has that helped? Has it been difficult for you to support each other when you're going through it yourselves?
We do support each other a great deal, but there are days when you just really don't want to talk to each other about it. It becomes a whole topic of conversation.
But what
A
I
lot
think
of
is the
the
great
time.
thing is that you are talking about it, and the fact
Yes.
is that you've lived to tell the tale, because
Yeah.
I'm sure each one of you thought that that was a death sentence
Yes.
when you hear the word.
Yeah, it can be. I think with Kimberly, because we hadn't had breast cancer in the family before, none of us knew what to expect, and that was really scary.
And-
But Kimberly's well, considering that we're all well now.
Yes, and you know, as we said, it affects the whole family, not just the
Yes.
person, you know, who gets the breast cancer. And your families, I know, are very proud of how you've dealt with this, and we've got a little message from them for you today.
Just have a look there. You're thoroughly deserving of this surprise that's planned for you this morning.
And they've done so much to help other people in the same situation.
I think she really deserves this because she's put a lot of hard effort in with my grandma and my auntie into the pink balls and the charity.
We've had such a rubbish year, but you've made the best of it and you're just an absolute inspiration to me, all three of you.
She's been through a lot and I'm really proud of all three of them.
Please enjoy the treat. You've all had a very hard year and I hope you have a great time today.
It really gives me a warm feeling to know that I've got you alongside me as my wife, and I really hope that you enjoy what's going to happen to you today.
Tissues.
Oh, on earth did you do that?
Tissues. Should have got those ready.
Oh,
well, you
gosh.
might be wondering what Michael's saying. You're going to enjoy what's going to happen to you today.
But
Because
tell us about this ball before we do. Tell us about you've got. I mean, you're out and your balls are how long? A month away.
Yes,
November the
November
6th.
And have you got your dresses selected for that and everything?
Yes, yes.
I've got
You have,
one at
yeah.
the moment.
Sort of.
And what are you going to do with your hair and things?
It's done.
What?
The day before.
That's it.
The day before.
well, listen, you
We
know,
can do better than that.
we can do better
can
than
do
that
better than
because
that.
we thought you deserved a bit of pampering today, ladies. So you're not only here
Yeah.
to talk about the awareness of breast
We're not
cancer,
talking
which is
about
very
the doom
important.
and gloom. We're talking about all the fancy stuff as
Yes,
well.
and we've got our style team here. So let's bring in our hairdresser Jamie with makeup. It's Sarah
This is
Burrows
for the ball.
and Brick Smith start. Morning, everybody.
Hello, guys. Now remember, we're looking forward to their big ball. It's their big fundraiser, and these three are going to be the centre of attention up at the top table. And you all look lovely, of course, anyway. But we're going to make you look lovelier.
Oh, my word.
So Maureen's looking absolutely stunned. While they take that in, Jamie, what about the ladies' hair? What do you think you're going to do?
Well, for me, these guys are like three superwomen, so I'm going to try and be their Superman today. They all look beautiful as they are, so as they've got this big ball, I'm just literally going to try and sort of tweak them as much as possible. It's not going to be hard because they're like amazing. So I'm going to have some little chats and then sort of decide how much of a makeover we can do.
Maureen,
Maureen,
don't
would you
look
like
worried.
red hair? Do you like,
Sorry?
do you like red hair?
I've never had red hair. I'm
Well,
willing
you're
to
going to
give it
have
a go.
red, green, all sorts. We've got.
Brick, it's good to see you. So a ball, you know, it's got to be a posh frock because they're, as Eamon said, all eyes on them.
Exactly. So they deserve this so much, and we want them to go to the ball, feel like they're the belle. So it's going to be beautiful, glamorous black tie gowns, loads of fun accessories, just primping, pampering, girly celebration of women.
Fantastic. And makeup to go with that,
Well,
Sarah?
absolutely. And I think these ladies really deserve a bit of pampering. So I think that's what today's all going to be about, lots and lots of pampering. But I also think maybe the essence of a great makeover is finding the bits that we kind of love and playing down the bits we don't. So I've been stalking you all this morning. I don't know if you see me creeping around the corridors. And I think I've got three great sort of tricks that are going to make you feel like $1 million for this ball.
So nice surprise, ladies.
That's lovely.
Don't thank us until you see the We reserve the right to have no responsibility whatsoever if you don't like it.
Well, listen, we hope you
It's your
enjoy
day.
your morning.
Thank you.
Just
Thank